Oh, snap. Welcome back to the channel, y'all. My name's Patrick. If you like true crime, make sure you hit the subscribe button. That's the words I'm trying to find. And hit the little thumbs up button, y'all. It's good to see everybody. Welcome in. We got a bunch of cases to talk about tonight. We're going to start with Rachel Morin. There's been like a break in that case. And if you don't remember, I was just telling TikTok in the pre-show, Rachel Morin is the lady that went out on the hike like a year ago, a little over a year ago. And yeah, her life was taken and in pretty bad, like really bad. And then they had a video of like that guy. It was like a shirtless dude in LA, like leaving this house, like on a Ring camera. Do y'all remember that? Well, they arrested somebody, is what I hear. Kim, thank you so much for that, y'all. Okay, YouTube, do me a favor. Hit the thumbs up button. Tap the screen like crazy. TikTok. Kim, thank you. You are so sweet. And let's jump into these cases, y'all. Plus, we're going to be talking about Jennifer Soto. We're going to talk about this cop in Nashville that decided to be in an OF video while he was on duty.
How dare you?
So he's fired and arrested. Unreal. All right, you guys ready? Let's do this. I'm going to shrink myself down, YouTube, and let's go.
Rachel's murderer is no longer a free man.
More than 10 months after a mother of 5, Rachel Morin was found dead after an attack on a popular trail in Maryland, the sheriff says the killer is behind bars.
They've been diligently working very hard, and they've been patiently working through all the leads. And it's because of that that we have an arrest today. So I'm very thankful and just very grateful to these men.
I have the details on the man the sheriff and the FBI tracked across the country. Thanks for joining me.
Oh, man, that's what I like seeing, y'all. These crazy people. It says captured right over their face.
For Crime Fix, I'm Angenette Levy. For months, investigators in Maryland say they've had the DNA of the man who murdered Rachel Morin. The sheriff of Harford County, Maryland, says he even knew what the murderer looked like, but they didn't know his name. But now, after more than 10 months of investigation, Sheriff Jeff Gahler says the man who murdered and raped Rachel Morin is behind bars.
Oh, man. And TikTok overlords, y'all better calm the hell down. Not y'all in the chat, but those overlords. Last night we were talking about Micah Miller, and they turned the stream off and said, you can't talk about those kind of things. Excuse me. Last time I checked, we're grown adults. We can talk about whatever the hell we want to talk about. But TikTok was like, no. So they ended that live stream. Thanks a lot, TikTok overlords. Y'all are crazy as hell for that. So entertainment and educational purposes only, TikTok overlords. Cheryl, thank you. All right, let's keep going.
Police in Tulsa, Oklahoma, assisted by our federal partners, located and arrested Rachel's murderer, Victor Antonio Martinez-Hernandez.
Rachel Morin went out for a run on the Mon Pa Trail in Harford County last August 10th. When she didn't come home, her boyfriend reported her missing. Sadly, Rachel's body was found off of the trail the next day. Sheriff's officials didn't say it at the time, but they've said it now with the charges that have been filed. Rachel Morin, a mother of 5 children, had been attacked, raped, and murdered. There were few clues. No one wanted to hurt Rachel Morin. She had a family who loved her. People were shocked and angered by her murder in the quiet community. But there was hope early on in the investigation after detectives working with the FBI found a link between DNA left at Rachel's crime scene and a home invasion in Los Angeles.
Yep. That footage, y'all, it was like a Ring camera. Misty, thank you so much for joining the YouTube channel. You are now a misdemeanor. Thank you for the love, y'all. Make sure you hit the thumbs up, too. Let's get 100 likes, y'all. Everybody tap the screen like crazy. Thank you, Misty.
He attacked a 9-year-old girl and her mother during a home invasion in March of 2023 in Los Angeles. After we had the video, we knew what he looked like. We knew what he looked like, but we didn't know who he was. With the new DNA evidence, now we know who he is, but we still didn't know where he was.
Still, months passed, and it appeared no one was calling in to identify the man seen leaving the house in the
y'all remember that
video from that home invasion in LA. Earlier this year, Sheriff Gahler released sketches of the suspect. One showed him wearing an Air Jordan hat. Gahler said at the time that the man from the LA home invasion left that hat at the scene of the crime with his DNA on it.
Oh my God. Cheryl, thank you.
The same DNA left at the scene of Rachel's murder. But still, there was no word about any leads in the case, at least publicly. It appeared the investigation was hitting a dead end. But something happened last month, according to the sheriff.
Just over 3 weeks ago, on May 20th, on what should have been Rachel's 38th birthday, and in a poetic coincidence, or perhaps in Rachel's own divine assistance, our investigators uncovered a lead that led us to this day.
So what was the lead?
Oh, tell us, Elizabeth. Thank you.
The lead we received was related to DNA evidence and allowed investigators to finally put a name to the image of the suspect in the video from Los Angeles, which we
Good. Selena, thank you.
released 2 weeks after Rachel's death.
DNA is what led to this case being solved, according to the sheriff, and the FBI was involved.
Our investigative genetic genealogy team in Baltimore worked countless hours to identify the suspect by using crime scene DNA and tracing that DNA to potential family members. Investigators even traveled to El Salvador as part of their efforts to identify this killer.
Investigators had suspected that the murderer might not be a U.S. citizen since Rachel Morin's murder was such a violent crime, and a name was not associated with the DNA profile in CODIS. That's the FBI's database of known felons. In fact, the sheriff says Rachel Morin was not the first woman that this person murdered.
We all suspect
Oh my gosh.
that perhaps Rachel was not
Sassy, thank you.
his first victim. And it's my understanding that this suspect, this monster, fled to the United States illegally after committing the brutal murder of a young woman in El Salvador a month early in January of 2023.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, genealogy for the win. Exactly, Quinny. Amber, thank you. Amanda, thank you.
It's really terrifying and raises questions about how Martinez-Hernandez was able to enter the country. The arrest, at least, has brought some relief and peace to Rachel Morin's mother, Patty.
I could see all the people that were involved. And that's not even all the external agencies that were involved. And it just gave me such hope that they really did care about
It's very similar to Lake and Riley, huh?
our family and my daughter, that they were going to work diligently to find the person that murdered her. At one point, when things seemed like really bleak and hopeless, the lead detective said to me, he said, patience will win in the end. And that's what they've been doing. They've been diligently working very hard, and they've been patiently working through all the leads. And it's because of that that we have an arrest today. So I'm very thankful and just very grateful to these men.
Sheriff Jeff Gahler.
Oh my goodness. Can you imagine? Amber, thank you. Drew, thank you. Wolf Inside, thank you. You guys, thank you so much for the love on TikTok. Make sure you tap the screen like crazy. Hit the follow button if you're new here. YouTube, hit the subscribe button. Hit the thumbs up button. Let's get 100 likes. Cheryl, thank you for the Cash App. Thank you for getting me a little cup of coffee there. Hey, it's right here. Thank you for the support, you guys. Ah, delicious. TheHauntedSide.com, y'all. Check it out if you want to support the show directly.
Is the sheriff of Harford County, and he announced that arrest on Saturday, as you saw. So, Sheriff Gahler, thanks for coming back on. You know, we've been following this case for a long time. It seems like this really all came together over the last month or so with a tip you said that you got on Rachel Morin's birthday, and then finally the arrest on Friday night.
Sure. Well, and you know, good things take time, and a lot of police investigations. 10 months really doesn't strike me as being that long for such a complicated and detailed investigation as was necessary in this case. It wasn't actually a tip, but it was a lead that finally paid off related to the DNA that allowed us to put a name with that video from March 2023 out in Los Angeles. Of course, that was tied to Rachel's murder through a DNA hit through the national CODIS system. But yeah, the lead we got on what should have been Rachel's 38th birthday actually allowed us to put the name with the image, with the composite that we had released. And once we had the name, some good field work, and within a couple weeks, we were able to obtain an arrest warrant and then go to the next steps of trying to find him, which we did pretty quickly out in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
What was that lead?
They found him in Tulsa. Rachel was in Maryland. The other thing happened in Los Angeles, and that dude, they found him in Oklahoma.
Was the lead the genetic genealogy that the FBI was working on? Because I know that they often refer to that as a lead. They build the trees, they take the DNA, and they work backwards from there. Was that the tip, the lead?
Yeah. And again, the tips are all because we've been asked who's going to get the $35,000 reward. The tip didn't come from the public. It actually came as a lead. And yes, it was tied to the DNA. And I have to say, I'm in my 40th year in this profession. Things that they did in this investigation, and they do in other investigations related to DNA evidence and to the technology, to tracking phones and computer use and all that stuff. It's passed me by. But I have to say, the Baltimore special agent in charge attended our press conference. I thought he did such a wonderful job explaining how that lead came about and how that whole genealogy stuff works. But I could not be more thankful for the assistance of the FBI, particularly the Baltimore field office, and our partners at the Maryland State Police here in our state with their lab, just of an immense assistance. And
Santa, thank you.
Again, I said many times,
Scooby-Doo, thank you.
This is so much a true example of what law enforcement should be doing, state, local, and federal partners working together, communicating, and getting a very dangerous and violent criminal off the street.
I wanted to ask you about other ways you tracked him down. I mean, it didn't sound like
And into a volcano.
you had anybody calling in and saying, hey, you're going to find him in Tulsa at this bar. I mean, you were able to determine somehow that he had ties to gangs in El Salvador, also had some ties to gangs from what you said on Saturday to people in Prince George's County in the Washington, D.C. area. So how were you able to track him? Was this through electronic stuff, through digital footprints, cell phones, things like that? How did you ultimately hone in on him in Tulsa, Oklahoma, in a bar where he's just sitting there hanging out?
That certainly is back to the technology that allowed investigators.
That's unbelievable. Can you imagine just being in that bar, just sitting down, and just boom, they come in and get this dude, and you're like, what the hell? Who was this guy? And then you hear this whole story. Oh my God. Kathy, thank you. Spiritual Diamond, thank you. TikTok, hit the follow button. If you're new here, tap the screen. Let's get 25,000 likes. YouTube, do me a favor. Go ahead, hit the subscribe button and hit that thumbs up button, y'all. Let's get 100 likes.
Investigators to track him there. And again, working with our federal partners and our partners out in Tulsa, Oklahoma. But there were other things that allowed us, once we had the name, to follow up, to conduct some interviews with people who were familiar with him, who had interactions with him, allowed investigators to do that and paint a better picture of who we were dealing with. And of course, that also uncovered the red notice, which is basically an Interpol warrant for outside the country jurisdiction, because our suspect, as we found out, is wanted for the homicide of a young lady in El Salvador, and that appears why he fled his country to come here to the United States and ultimately Los Angeles and ultimately here to Harford County to take Rachel's life.
Which is
Oh my goodness.
horribly sad and terrible. Is there any indication? You're saying he commits a crime in January. In January 2023, you're saying he murdered a woman in El Salvador. He comes to the United States the following month, and then there's the home invasion in LA. He makes his way across the country to Maryland in August, according to what you're saying, and murders Rachel Morin and sadly rapes her and commits.
Jeez Louise. TikTok overlords. Entertainment and educational purposes only, y'all. TikTok got crazy yesterday when we were talking about Micah Miller and shut the stream down. They were like, you can't talk about that. Really, TikTok overlords? Really? Oh my God.
It's awful crime. That's a lot of space in between. And these are very violent, disturbing crimes. Is there any indication or fear that there's more?
That's been a fear that we've talked about since the day of Rachel's homicide, since she was found that I feared that he was going to do it again. And so far, knock on wood, we have not found that he did it again. There's not a doubt in my mind that the longer he remained on the street, he would have. I fear, and our investigators fear, that we're still likely to find some other victim that just hasn't been linked back through science or technology to this suspect. But we know what he did in Los Angeles, a violent attack against a 9-year-old girl and her mother.
Oh.
And only because there was an intervention there do I believe that ended on a better, if you want to say a better note, that didn't end up costing somebody their life. And of course, he, yes, is accused of having done it beforehand. So that Rachel, where we feared he might kill someone after Rachel, it appears he's responsible for someone's death before Rachel.
What was the intervention in Los Angeles?
Oh, there was other people in the household where he committed this home invasion, and the act of the assault was interrupted before everyone. The video that made national and international its rounds before he walks out the door there calmly. There was actually someone who stopped that assault from happening. And again, this is I feel like I'm tiptoeing into someone else's case, and I need to be careful with that because that is an active investigation for the Los Angeles Police Department. Mm-hmm. And now that our detectives have been in communication.
Man, I'm surprised he walked out of there. Oh my gosh. Try that in here. Try that in Texas. See if you walk out of the house like that. Oh, hell no.
And with their detectives, and I imagine that will result in charges in California for his arrest. I've said I hope he never leaves Maryland. We don't have a death penalty, but I hope he's tried, convicted, and serves the rest of his days here in Maryland Department of Corrections facility.
Your detectives are in Oklahoma now, so have they spoken with him at all?
I'm not going to go into what we put detective.
Her name is Rachel Morin.
He was in the air right away after his arrest. They got out there. They have done some investigative follow-up. At this point, I don't feel comfortable. They're on their flights back right now. So our business in Tulsa is concluded for the present. But there's still more to be done, and I don't want to go into that part of the investigation at this point in time. I did find out right before sitting down for this interview that the suspect has waived extradition, so that will expedite the process of getting him back here in Maryland to answer for these charges much sooner than could have been delayed a couple of months.
So he'll be back in Maryland probably very soon, within the week, if not within a few days.
Within it was 10 days or so. So we, if nothing else changes, we would expect him back here within the next 10 days.
But a relief, I'm sure, Sheriff, to have an arrest in this case.
Oh, for sure. This case, and our detectives take every case, particularly when it's a homicide case. So they handle it professionally. They handle an aggressive investigation. It touches. There's always a story. There's a touching story. And in this case, you have a young mother, 37 years old, out exercising, the mother of 5.
I was going to say, she's a mother of 5. I remember that.
And just such a horrific, uncommon thing for the area where it occurs. So many people can identify with that. They walk on the trail. So this case garnered, again, national, international attention. And I am, as the sheriff of this county, elected to protect the public. I am very pleased, and I hate to use a favorable adjective on anything related to this horrific case, but I am pleased that we were able to bring this case to a successful conclusion. We now want a successful prosecution. But for Rachel's family, if you saw the press conference, you saw Patty, her mother, speak. You can't be heartbroken to hear that story, the loss of Rachel, how that has impacted the family. But also our Harford County community can rest a little better knowing that they can go out there and this monster isn't laying and waiting for them.
Randolph Rice represents,
oh my goodness,
family members of Rachel Morin, including her mother, Patty. Randolph, your thoughts and your reaction when you found out that they had indeed arrested a suspect in Rachel's murder?
Just incredible relief. I got a phone call from Patty, And it was just, there was joy in her voice. You could hear that she was relieved of the news, that they'd caught the suspect, that they had him in custody, that, you know, he wasn't going to hurt anybody else, that the police had him in handcuffs. And so that really is the way the family felt, the way I felt. I know that they had some moments of joy, but obviously it's tempered in light of the fact that this has been a horrible 10 months since Rachel's death.
Sheriff Gahler said they got this tip about the suspect back on
Thank you, Lindsay.
Rachel's birthday in May. So it's
Thank you, Lincoln. Thank you, Pathway to Wealth.
been a little more than a month now. And so they got the tip. They were also working the investigative genetic genealogy angle of this. Did the family have any inkling or feeling that the sheriff's office and the FBI were getting close?
I don't think they felt that they were getting close. I do know that they felt that they were being consistent with their investigation, but there really wasn't anything until they called him in a few hours before they were going to make the arrest to let him know that they knew where the guy was, and to sort of, you know, let him know, hey, look, we're going to hopefully arrest this guy in a few hours. We'll call you. But there was no indication before that they were hot on the trail, so to speak.
Mm-hmm. How's Patty doing today? I know this. I mean, it's been horrible. 5 grandchildren. Rachel had 5 children. She went out for a walk, and that is something everybody should be able to do. Everybody should be able to go out for a walk on a trail, whether they're alone or not. Even if they have their headphones, they should be able to do this. And that is
Right.
what the Ma and Pa Trail was in Maryland.
Right.
That was a place where people could go and feel safe.
It's even closer to the Morin family was the fact that the Ma and Pa Trail was where they went as little kids, where Rachel went with her mother. Oftentimes after dinner, they lived close enough that they would go and walk the trail after dinner, spend time as a family together. And you're right, to go somewhere that is secluded and safe and a normal routine that we all take for granted every day, that we do things that's our sort of safe space, our quiet space, and to be attacked. And now that we know that, you know, the sheriff has confirmed that she was raped, and ultimately
Entertainment and educational purposes only, TikTok overlords. I know you crazy TikTok overlord AI people don't like hearing words, and you're like, these are adults, but we should censor everything they say in here, man. They shut down the stream last night, y'all, because we were talking about Micah Miller. Literally shut the stream down. And we're like, you can't say those words. So TikTok, make sure you come over to YouTube, come over to Rumble. Search the Mystery Project. This should be pinned on the screen. You guys search that. Come over. You can actually see the video that we're watching too. You can actually see what's happening. So come on over, y'all. Come on over to the Mystery Project. And y'all, we're like 14. Oh, no, we're 24 likes away from 100. So everybody watching, hit the thumbs up button. TikTok, keep tapping the screen like crazy too. 25,000. We crushed it. Hit me with some of those bears too. Thanks for the love. Hit the follow button if you're new here. My name's Patrick. If you like true crime, y'all subscribe, follow, do all the things. And let's keep going.
Murdered in a place where she felt safe, where she found that peace. Rachel was a huge sports enthusiast. She liked to work out. And that was what she was doing that evening. She went out for her jog and unfortunately never came back that August night.
Has there been any indication that this was anything more than random? I'm assuming that this may have been a crime of opportunity for the suspect, and that he hadn't, laid eyes on her previously. I don't know that. I mean, we're not privy to those details in the investigation, but the sheriff made it sound like they thought he was hiding in some type of, culvert area, and kind of, it's almost like the boogeyman, like springs out and abducts her essentially and commits this crime.
Dear Lord.
Yeah, there's no indication from the sheriff's department or from any other sources that he was tracking her. And that sort of ties into one of the reasons why we want this story to continue going on, because we think that there is other evidence, other witnesses who may not realize that they were witnesses at the time, but now that they see a photograph of this man, they can maybe come forward and provide more information to law enforcement, that maybe tie a few strings together, maybe put that timeline as to when he came from California. When did he leave California?
Cassie, thank you.
California. When did he come to Maryland? When did he make it to Bel Air? How long was he in Bel Air for? Did he work in Bel Air? So a lot of these things that are unanswered questions for the public maybe get answered by the public now providing more information to the detectives.
It's really terrifying, and I feel like as a woman, it's every woman's one of every woman's worst nightmares. This type of thing happening, being attacked like this. You want witnesses to come forward, of course. Is there anything else that the family would like to see happen? As now we're going to start the court process. The suspect will have to be extradited to Maryland. He'll have to make an initial appearance, and then things will move forward from there.
That's right. Yeah. So the family does want any potential other cases out there. This, again, their hopes are that these types of broadcasts, somebody sees it, somebody sees the image and says, I was a victim. Maybe they were scared to come forward previously because they worried about this man, this suspect. But now he's locked up. Maybe they have the courage. They come forward. They speak out. So that's one thing the family is concerned about. They also they're ready to see him come back. We've gone over the process from the very beginning. We went over the process of what happens when he gets arrested. And you're right. He's got to be extradited. Does he fight extradition in Oklahoma? When he gets back, he's going to have a bail review. Mm-hmm. We're sure that almost certain that he's not going to get released, obviously. He's got an ICE detainer, so he's not going to get released either because of that. And then it becomes a long process of motions and hearings and what decision he makes. Does he choose to enter a plea? Does he decide to go to trial? And those are the unknowns right now.
Well, it's incredibly sad, and we will continue to track it as the case moves forward. And let's not forget that Los Angeles case as well. That's how they ended up connecting these two, the home invasion that happened sadly before Rachel was raped and murdered. So Randall Price, thank you so much.
Entertainment, educational purposes only, TikTok overlords.
For coming on. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much. And by the way, we want to thank law enforcement. The family has just been so grateful for law enforcement's efforts, the hard work that Harford County Sheriff's Department and the FBI and everybody else. It's just amazing how hard they work. They kept with it. And I think that's what solved this.
Oh, man. Oh my goodness. Okay, now we're going to move into Madeline Soto and Jennifer Soto, because I saw that Christina Randall posted something about Jennifer Soto. And y'all, you know how we've had some questions about that? Did she know? Was she privy to some things? Because it seems pretty crazy. So I saw Christina Randall did a little video about that. Make sure you go follow her. She's pinned down in the description on YouTube, y'all. YouTube, hit the thumbs up. We just hit 100 likes. Hell yeah, let's go for 200. And TikTok, do me a favor. Tap the screen like crazy. Hit me with those bears. We're trying to get 100 of them. But y'all, there's a video that I just posted right before I went live about this pastor, Robert Morris. Crazy as hell. Go right now, click my face, go to the profile, click, leave a like, leave a comment, repost it, do all the things, y'all. Go blow that one up, spread that around, because it is crazy. But all right, let's jump into this one, y'all. Let's jump into this one. Oh, thanks for all Carla, thanks for all the bears and everything. You guys are the best. Oops. And where is... There she is, Jennifer Soto. Here we go, y'all.
So in today's video, we're going to be doing a part 2. And I'm going to really be talking a little bit more about Jennifer Soto in this video. If y'all did not watch my first video, go and check that one out, having to do with Madeline, where I talk about Madeline, Jennifer, and her ex, long-term, on-again, off-again boyfriend, Stefan. So, okay, let's go over some of the highlights that has come out recently. And there's just so much, you guys. I mean, I have been deep off in it. There's 900 pages worth of documents involving the investigation with what happened to Madeline that has been released. A lot of it we already knew in a nutshell, but there's some nuggets in there that's just like, wow, that is very interesting. And we're going to talk about it today. Kind of like how, you know, Jennifer Soto's mom did not like Stefan. She didn't have a real reason to, but something about him she just didn't like. You know, sometimes...
I wonder what it could be. So her mom, Madeline's grandmother, didn't like Stefan. I wonder why. Call it a mother's intuition.
Sometimes mamas know. Sometimes mamas got that.
Sometimes y'all know everything. Literally. Shout out to the mamas out there. Y'all know everything.
That sixth sense or whatever, or that intuition or that discernment, and they know. So anyways, but there's been other stuff that's come out, like Stefan's childhood friends who have talked about some of his weird habits, or stuff in
Oh God, I don't even want to know about any of that stuff. Here's the diamond, thank you.
these documents that talks about things that Stefan did with his old roommate, just all kind of. So I'm gonna
Oh no.
go over the highlights. And yeah, before we get into it, let me remind y'all, I'm not a professional. I pull all of my information from very public sources that is already out there. I filter it through my own words, my own opinions. Go do your own research, form your own opinions. Everything in this video is alleged. I don't know these people. Just don't show hate to anybody anywhere. So let me tell y'all a little bit in the beginning of this video about Stefan's alleged history or his past. Stefan was a real winner in my most sarcastic voice. 38 years old, could never hardly hold a job for nothing, either living between his mama's house or his girlfriend's house or whoever would let him come and stay there, okay? He spent most of his time playing with toys, little trinkets and toys and stuff, playing games that some, you know, a lot of adults play, a lot of younger people play, but when you package it all up, with Stefan and the things that he was into secretively and not working and mooching off of everybody, I'm going to say he was playing with toys, spent most of his time playing with toys. Bruh. And according to one of his childhood friends, he was always very bizarre. I can't even tell y'all in this video some of
Oh, imagine that, y'all.
the things that this friend said that he did when he was a kid. I mean,
Oh, I can't even imagine.
very,
I don't want to know.
very disturbing. As a matter of fact, one of the things that he said that I can tell y'all about is the fact that I guess Stefan lived a couple houses down from him. This friend in particular, his parents had horses and they had a horse barn. So it wasn't like your neighborhood house that's next to each other, but still a couple houses down from each other. One day when this friend's mother was in her bathroom or shower or whatever, doing whatever she was doing in there, she saw something outside the window. She went,
Oh, hell no. Not this dude with like binoculars or something.
and got her husband and told her husband. Her husband went and loaded his you-know-what and went outside to see if somebody was trying to break in or what was going on. And this is where he found Stefan, who was a teen at the time, with his camera, filming his friend's mother through the window. Mind you, he had to come down 2 houses down to their house. He had to jump a 4-foot fence to creep up to the window with his camera to try to film his mother. So already when he was a teen,
Oh my God.
he was doing little stuff like that.
My mom was in the back bathroom of our house, and it's gated, it's fenced, so rarely did those blinds ever really get shut. So my mom sees somebody creeping around the awning area of our semi-covered shop, which is where both of their vehicles were parked, my mom and my dad. So tells my dad, my dad runs out there from the front and goes to the barn and, you know, sees this person, doesn't know who it is, sneaks up on him, and there was a light switch on both sides of the overhang where the cars are parked. My dad flicks it on and has his 10 millimeter pointed at the person, tells him to turn around and startles him, and it's Stefan. And he was over there with a camera, and it appeared to be he was trying to take pictures of whatever my mom was doing in that back bathroom. We had kind of started to not really talk to each other prior to that. I think he just weird. He was just always weird.
One of the things that
Man. Probably that close to taking the trash out then, and then none of this stuff would have ever happened.
really stuck out to me that came out in this 900-page document that I don't know why it made me even more shocked at Jennifer, the mother, but it just did, okay? Jennifer and Stephen were broken up when Madeline went missing. As a matter of fact, Stephen had moved out in December of 2023. He was living with his mama again. However, he would come over to the house and sleep in the bed with Madeline and snuggle so she could sleep okay. As a matter of
What the fuck?
Oh my gosh.
fact, when she had her 13th birthday party at her grandma's house that Sunday, and again, if you guys are not all caught up with
I didn't know that part. Did y'all know that they were broken up when that happened? I didn't know that.
this, go and watch my first video. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
I guess we all assumed they were still together.
The party started at 3 o'clock, according to Jennifer, her mother. And remember, her own mother wasn't even there for a birthday party. She had to work that day. However, sometime in that afternoon or that evening, Jennifer said she didn't really know what time the party ended. Stephen was the one that went and picked her up and took her home to get her ready for bed, which I find very interesting because if she is 13 and she's mature enough for y'all to drop her off a half a block or a block away from school, and she can cross the street with all these cars around in a very high traffic area and hang out in front of the school and do all of these other things at her age just fine, and she can't get herself ready for bed. What does that even mean for a 13-year-old? Nevertheless,
You know what it means.
get her ready for bed. Jennifer, the mother, said in the police report that night when she got home from work, she was tired and she wanted to sleep in the next morning. So she tells Stephen and Madeline, go upstairs to room 4 and y'all go to bed. From what it says in these documents, they live in a 4-bedroom condo. Looks like a really nice looking condo. One of the bedrooms lives a roommate along with her 15-year-old son. So there's 2 people that live in one of the rooms. That leaves 3 bedrooms open. One that the mother's in, 2 other bedrooms. I'm sure there's a living room, a couch, anything. I grew up sleeping on the floor in some places. Any of y'all? But no, Jennifer decides that she sends her ex-boyfriend upstairs to sleep in the room with Madeline. In a lot of those interviews that we watched when she was missing.
You what?
That is not right.
When Madeline was missing, and Jennifer was speaking to the camera and kept saying, we dropped her off.
Monday morning, we took her to school. We dropped her off close to school, across the street from a church, which is
yeah, that always struck me as weird too. Not he, not that, we is what she said.
Right next to the school.
We dropped her off at school, close to school. She wanted to walk the rest of the way.
She even said it to the police in the body cam footage.
And was the last time you seen her? Do you know around what time?
Around 8:30, 8:40 when we dropped her off.
How tall is she?
5'1". Yeah.
Come to find out now that not only did Jennifer not drop her off at school that morning, Stephen didn't drop her off either, but her mother, Jennifer, actually hadn't seen her at all until the night before when she sent them to bed. But yet she's jumping in front of Stephen, in front of the officers, investigators, cameras, the camera crews, news stations, and saying, when we dropped her off. Like, it seems suspicious. It seems like, what are you trying to protect? Something else interesting about that is when the officers was asking what Madeline was wearing that morning, Stephen started to describe what she was wearing, and Jennifer corrects him.
What was she last seen wearing?
Green hoodie.
Green hoodie.
White Crocs.
White Crocs.
Either blue or black pants.
I think black shorts.
Black shorts?
Yeah.
Black shorts? Okay.
And says, oh, she had on black shorts, which she didn't have on black shorts. She had on blue pants, because we were reading it in the documents when they found her. But why would Madeline's mom, who did not see her at all that morning, didn't see her since the night before, definitely didn't see what she wore to school that day, not only jump up and give the answer to what she was wearing, but overtalk him, the person that did see her, and then give wrong information to what she was wearing, and no, she didn't even see her. Like,
That's a little bit weird.
y'all, that is beyond weird to me. When I saw that, I thought, it seems like you're kind of trying to hide something, but that ain't it. Then it comes out in the document.
Well, Christina Randall's got some energy tonight. And that ain't it.
It's when you read what she
Tell us more, Christina. By the way, y'all, make sure you follow Christina Randall if you're not already. The link's down in the description to this video and all the videos we're going to be watching today. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button, too. We got 230 people watching on YouTube and 120 likes, y'all. Everybody tap the like button. Let's get 200 likes. TikTok, hit the follow button if you're new here. My name's Patrick if you like true crime. I'm live every single night. So come on in, hit the follow button, tap the screen like crazy, too. Let's get 50,000 likes. Thanks for the little hearts, too, y'all. I appreciate the love and the support. This channel on TikTok is not monetized. So thank you for the support. Thank you for the love. The live gifts and the subscriptions, that's the only way to support the show during the live stream. So y'all hit me with the little heart things down there and subscribe to the channel. Click my face and hit that big red subscribe button. If you want to, you obviously don't have to. YouTube, there's one pinned at the top of the chat up there too. Go ahead and join the channel that way too.
said the officers was interviewing her, asking her about Stefan's relationship with Madeline. The officer asks, what are the sleeping arrangements? Well, Jennifer says, well, sometimes, Madeline sleeps with just me, or if Stefan's there, sometimes Madeline sleeps in the bed with, Stefan and me. That's all she says. Then the officer says, does Madeline ever sleep alone with Stefan? And her mom goes, yeah, well, sometimes. Why didn't she offer that information? Why did she leave that part out?
That is weird. Cheryl, thank you.
Maybe if she forgot one thing, it would make sense.
Katie, thank you.
But the fact that it's almost like she was trying to protect him or hide something from the beginning. And I don't understand why. We already know what Stefan did because they have now talked about him being on the security camera footage and them believing that Madeline was not even alive that morning.
Our detectives.
Man, it's one of those things where in my opinion, I think there's really two things. Well, I guess three things. One, she honestly had no idea, which seems kind of weird. Two, she knew and was like, oh man, I better start making stuff up because I don't want to be held liable for this also. I don't want to be brought down also. Or three, and what I think probably could happen or might have happened is that she knew, but he said, if you say anything, you're next. You know what I mean? Like if you turn on me or you say something or you don't say exactly what I tell you to say, you're next kind of thing. If you know what I'm saying. We're on TikTok and TikTok's crazy as hell. They've been like getting mad at me for everything that I say, but it seems like maybe he was, trying to pull that kind of card. Maybe. I don't know. What do y'all think? Let me know what you think. But let's keep going. YouTube, hit that thumbs up button too. We got almost 200 likes, y'all. Let's get it.
Have determined that Madeline was never dropped off. Instead, we believe she was already dead at the time.
Oh, so sad.
And that Stefan Stearns moved her body in the early morning hours on that day.
About the 1,700 images that they found on his phone.
1,700?
You what?
Oh, my word. You're going to burn in hell for all of those, too. You'll burn in hell for all of that. Ugh.
That were horrifying and involving
Madeline.
People underage, and with hundreds of them being of Madeline. And
dear Lord. Oh, more than just Madeline? And
the fact that they showed Madeline's mother, Jennifer, a photo, pulled it out, bink, printed off of his phone's Google Drive. That was Madeline with Stefan's you-know-what. I can't even...
Oh, God. Yep. Go Vols. Shout out. Thank you for... shout out to the teachers. Thank you for that.
In her... We'll just say face region.
Yeah. Holy hell.
Shows it to this mother whose daughter is now missing.
And she was like, I don't recognize anything in that picture yet. Michelle, thank you. Welcome in.
And she looks at this photo, and he has a distinctive mark on his, you know what? And she sees that distinctive mark along with her daughter's face. And the mother goes, I don't recognize anything in this picture. You don't recognize your daughter?
That was probably just complete emotional shutdown. She didn't want to recognize anything in there.
Just like the black shorts, just like the forgetting to talk about the fact that the sleeping arrangements is your daughter and him. We also knew, and we talked about this in the other video briefly, that Madeline allegedly had been taken advantage of by somebody else when she was younger. Just from that fact alone.
Oh, Lord. I didn't know that either. Oh, that poor little girl.
Alone, you would think that her mother would never, ever do anything to allow her to be in a vulnerable situation again. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
Things happen. Sometimes things can happen like this, and you can't control it. But that's not this situation. And that's why
that's like being scared of the damn robot things at Chuck E. Cheese, and your kid's like, I'm horrified of the robot animatronic dudes from Chuck E. Cheese. And you keep bringing your kid to Chuck E. Cheese. I like this crappy pizza, so you're going to have to deal with that. What? No. 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 You don't put him in those situations. Unbelievable.
Say, in my very unprofessional opinion, at the least, neglect.
Yeah. Go Vols, you had your knee replacement? Oh, my goodness. I bet you needed it. Glad you're feeling better.
At the most, I hope they're doing such a full investigation and that this isn't over, because it's unreal. In this 900-page document, they go into describing some of the photos, just a few of them, what they found, including Madeline. And almost all of them, it was noted that she appeared to be sleeping when
dear.
When these things were happening. Allegedly, Stefan took a very, very
gonna burn in hell
strong sleeping pill, Ativan or something like that. Okay. I have to believe, this is my unprofessional opinion, he was giving her something, drugging her, whatever. Because of
oh my word.
Things that was happening in those photos would have woke up anybody. And she was sleeping. And what's even makes it even more sad, if that's even possible, is Madeline was getting in trouble in school because she was falling asleep because she was very tired. Matter of fact.
Oh no. Put me in, coach. Put me in. 10 minutes in a room with that pile of human garbage. Just handled. Allegedly TikTok overlords. Wow. Blondie, thank you for subscribing to the TikTok channel. Thanks for the change of pace after hearing that information. I gotta breathe, y'all. I gotta open the water.
In this 900-page document, one of the teachers who was interviewed said that she even reached out to Jennifer. The name's blocked out, so I'm going to say allegedly Jennifer, and said, hey, Madeline is really tired in class. And Jennifer said, oh, it's because she didn't take her medicine and this. And the teacher said, no, this is different. She's really tired in class. She was probably really tired because she was being given something at home. And her mom was like, no, Madeline just needs to do better. Matter of fact, Madeline had went and talked to her school counselor and said that this guy, Stefan, made her feel very uncomfortable. She said he just sits in the house and eats and stares at me and just looks weird. And of course,
they didn't turn that information over to police.
That wasn't
at least for a check, at least for like not a wellness check, but what's it called? Like a DHS, like something. Nothing.
Enough for the school counselor to report anything because Madeline wasn't saying what
sits around the house all day eating and staring at me. Oh my God. Guidance counselor, or whatever the hell you are, if somebody was doing that to your kid, would you tell somebody? Or no, that wasn't enough for her. But if it was your kid and somebody was doing that, you'd just be like, oh, no, it's fine. It's not enough to report it. What? The second, like the millisecond, the nanosecond that little girl comes to me and says, I don't feel comfortable, I'm like, that's it. That's all you have to hear. You don't feel comfortable? Okay. Get behind me. Let's go. You don't feel comfortable? And this kind of, because of that kind of stuff, let's go. Let's go. I got you. Don't worry. You can stand right here next to me. Nobody's ever going to hurt you again. Not, well, there's not enough to report anything. Oh my gosh. Sick.
Now know were in those photos, and it makes me wonder, did Madeline quite know? What happened the night that Madeline's life ended? Did she wake up?
Yeah.
Did she wake up this time? And
good point, Christina.
He felt like he had to end her? Something else that came out in these documents is that night that Jennifer sent them to upstairs to bedroom 4 to go to sleep, around midnight-ish, he was on Telegram. Mind you, also in this room was a tripod along with some, we'll just say, jelly-like substance.
Oh, you sick.
In a tripod. And he's on Telegram. Telegram can be used for great things, but there's also some twisted stuff that happens on Telegram.
Gross.
And it makes me wonder.
No balls, thank you.
Because in one of these interviews, and by the way, I will leave the YouTuber who did these interviews linked down below with the friends. His name is Hugh Investigates. One of Stefan's friends, who was friends with him as an adult, said, man, he always had money. He always had money for these really expensive things, but he never worked. He said, I always found it weird. This guy was married and had kids, and it makes me wonder, what 1,700 images, was he trading them online? Was he selling them? What was going on? The more that comes out, the more,
unfortunately, probably,
more unbelievable the situation is. You know, as parents, none of us is going to get it all right all the time. There's a difference between being an intentional parent, I believe, and somebody that is just completely negligent. At 13, Madeline should be able to sleep without the cuddling of her mom's boyfriend.
Ex-boyfriend. Remember, they weren't together. We just found that out. Ex-boyfriend.
I mean, it just seems a little flip-flopping weird to me. And now Madeline is gone. So there's some highlights. There is so much more. I'm going to be interested to see what happens with this. If you don't know, Florida, where all of this took place, Florida now carries a death penalty for child.
Good. Bye. Adios. Take them out. Every one of them. Straight Dexter style, straight law-abiding citizen style. I mean, give them to that Carol Baskin lady, Tiger King them or whatever it was. Get them out of here. Get them out of here. Somebody subscribed and I missed it. Sorry, y'all. Oh, KT, thank you so much. There you go. Very sweet. 5 left in 10 minutes is what it says. Very cool. Thank you for that. And thanks for the hearts, y'all.
These types of charges without murder even involved. You don't even have to end someone's life. So it's going to be interesting.
You do. When that piece of garbage did what he did, that ended her life. And then he actually took it in his hands and literally did also. But he did when he did that to begin with also.
Interesting to see what
KT, thank you.
What happens. Whatever does happen to Stefan, if all of this stuff is true, because again, he is innocent until proven guilty, whatever does happen will probably not be sufficient or equal, or it's definitely not going to bring Madison back, but we shall see. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think Jennifer's being investigated? Do you think she's just a mom who's just, you know, working and things slipped past her?
Even if that's the case, that's negligence. Even if she's working and things slip past her, it's your damn kids. It's not the stupid Tamagotchi thing you had on your backpack when you were in 6th grade. Oops, I forgot to feed you for 3 days. Reset the game. No, it's your kid. You don't do that. You don't put them into those kind of situations. Send the asteroid, Lord.
What do you guys think?
Send the asteroid. That's what I think. This is crazy. This is crazy. YouTube, do me a favor. Hit the subscribe button if you're new here. My name's Patrick. Everybody watching right now, hit the thumbs up button. We're like 52 likes away from 200 likes. Y'all do me that favor real quick. YouTube, if you're enjoying the show, hit the like button. It just spreads the word about the live stream, helps get more people in here. Takes 2 seconds, y'all. Seriously, just boom, 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 real quick. We can get 200 likes. TikTok, I love you guys too. Make sure you keep tapping the screen like crazy. 50,000 likes. Thanks for subscribing to the show. Thanks for the hearts and all that stuff. Very sweet of you, y'all. Let's hit those goals. Support the channel, y'all. The TikTok is not monetized whatsoever other than live gifts and the subscription. So shout out to y'all. Okay. We're going to talk about KT. Thank you, Sin. Thank you. We're going to talk about this girl now. I can't remember her name, but YouTube, you're about to see her. Apparently, she is one of those OF models, and she tried to take her boyfriend out, apparently. Yeah. So we're going to watch this one. And then after that, there's one more, and that's the one I was talking about earlier, where it's like this cop in Nashville that I guess pulled somebody over, and then she also is a model for OF, and apparently she got pulled over or whatever, and then they ended up filming a video while he was on duty. Well, they found that video. He got fired and arrested. Huh? Yeah. Y'all, 40 likes to go, YouTube. Thank you so much. Here we go. Let's check this one out, y'all.
On the 6th of September 2020, a police officer was sent to handle an incident after receiving a report about a domestic disturbance at an apartment. Upon reaching the location, the officer started investigating to understand the situation and ensure everyone's safety. Domestic disturbances can be sensitive and risky situations, so it's crucial for law enforcement to act quickly and cautiously to calm things down and resolve conflicts peacefully.
You're fucking laying down so the blood does come out and he doesn't fucking work. You're doing exactly what you're supposed to not do.
Hello.
Hi.
We got a call for a noise complaint and we can hear you guys talking about blood. So we're here.
I mean, blood is normal, but...
Okay, we just need to check on everybody because
blood. What? She said blood is normal.
It's all over your pants.
Yeah, it's not normal when it's out and all over your clothing.
Yeah, but...
Upon arriving at the scene, the officer immediately heard loud voices suggesting a fight outside the flat, hinting at a potentially dangerous situation. Responding carefully, the officer approached to evaluate the scene and step in if needed to stop any harm.
Who else is here with you?
My ex-boyfriend.
Okay.
We were in an argument, we were drunk, we're drinking, so...
Okay. What was the argument about?
Not that I can mostly remember most of it, but most of it was more that he was looking at more like other females' ass. It wasn't nothing too big, but...
Okay.
It obviously turned into something big, but...
Okay, so how do you get the cuts on him?
I actually don't remember.
You don't remember?
No.
Okay. I don't believe it.
I don't.
You don't?
I'm trying to fix it at the moment. It's just so baffled that I'm trying to fix it.
Don't worry, y'all. I got you. Why the heck you lying? Why you always lying? I don't remember.
Rather than be too more worried about it.
Right. Well, it's obviously fresh, so how do you not remember something that fresh?
I'm just so baffled that it's like that I did it.
Did
it was
what?
So, it wasn't something like that I cut him in a way that
With
he's
what,
gonna
though?
believe like that. I think it was a knife. I'm pretty sure.
Oh my gosh.
What are you doing with a knife in your hand?
It wasn't in my hand. It was just right there. So I was just like, okay, stop. Like, stop.
What were you doing with the knife, though?
I'm sorry.
Knocking on the door, the officer was met by a visibly intoxicated woman who asked why they were there. The officer calmly explained they were...
I wonder, why do you think they're there? What do you think? That's if I was a police officer, that's what I'd say. What do you think? Why do you think that we're here?
Were investigating a reported domestic disturbance. They likely approached with respect, aiming to ease tensions and gather details about the situation professionally.
It was right there. I'm like on the counter.
Right. Okay. So
And
what
I
did you
was just
pick it up and... Alright, well, fire department's coming. What's going on?
Holy heck. Spiritual Diamond, thank you, y'all. 2 more to get back to 200. Thank you so much. And let's hit those hearts, too. Got 4 left of those. Thank you for the love.
Just arguing.
Where's the knife right now?
And it's obviously not okay because we're trying to something more.
For right now,
I know.
because there's a knife involved, you're on handcuffs.
I know.
Are you injured at all?
No.
Shay Shay, that's the way to do it right there. That's the secret sauce.
Not that I know.
Okay, what do you mean not that you know of?
I am drunk. I am intoxicated.
D-Bonbon, you know it. Y'all make sure you go to thehauntedSide.com to support the show directly. Go check it out, thehauntedSide.com.
I don't know, but I don't think so.
Okay. You can lean against the wall.
Against the wall, this one.
You can face me. What's going on with you guys right now?
Just arguing.
Why?
Thank you, Carmen.
Because we were drunk in the bar and he wanted to look at some girl's ass. It was very unreasonable, and I know it's not going to fix it, but I know.
Alright, well, just because you're in handcuffs,
Kim, thank you for gifting a membership. Very sweet.
I have to read you this.
I know.
Doesn't mean that anything's coming from it, but because you're in handcuffs, I do have to read it to you.
I know.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in court. You can understand each of those. Okay, so what bar are we? What's your name? What bar are you guys at?
The one by the mall. It's like graffiti, like
In the mall or like in the plaza in the front?
in the plaza.
Okay, so probably graffiti.
Something weird. He knows it. I don't.
Okay, and you guys started arguing there?
Yes.
Okay, walk me through that.
You were with another friend and he showed a picture and I was like, okay, is this not okay? And he was like, whatever. And I was just like, okay. And we just started continuing from there.
Okay, what do you mean he showed a picture? Like he was looking at something on Instagram or
Yes.
Facebook or something?
Yes.
Okay, what was it?
It was an apps.
Okay, and that upset you?
Yes.
Okay.
It's not reasonable. I understand. That's why I'm going to jail. Like, I know.
Okay, well, right now I'm just trying to get the story, but because there's a knife involved, for my safety and everybody else here, if there's a
I
knife
know.
involved and you
I
say
mean,
you
it's
have
not
a
my
knife,
apartment. I can go to my apartment, but I understand how the law works, so I can't just be let go. So I know.
Right. Well, not yet. We gotta figure it out. Because
Yeah,
I don't
I
know
know.
you guys. I wasn't here for the argument. I don't know what's going on.
I know.
Okay, so you guys are at the bar and you're arguing. What happened next?
And I just moved on from there. I ignored it for a while when we got.
Doesn't sound like you moved on at all from any of that stuff. Ashley, thank you for the off the grid love. Thank you for a little Cash App action. For there's never enough caffeine. I see what you did there, Ashley. Thank you. You're so sweet.
Home, it started turning into more because we started talking more and like provoking them more. So I was just like, okay. I started talking. We both started talking about it more, and it got more intense.
Okay. At what point did the knife get involved? Or how did that start?
Actually, very recently, to where it was just like, get away from me.
Okay.
Like, just get away from me, because it wasn't. I mean, the knife got involved. Obviously, I'm gonna go to jail. I'm gonna get in trouble because it was an actual weapon. But when it was going on, it was more like you're putting your arm around me to choke me, to make sure, like, he was asking for his key back, which we're moving in together anyway, so it's my apartment.
Okay.
Like, we have emails proving that stuff, but I didn't give him the key back, so he wanted to choke me to make sure he got the key back, which is not okay either way, but I know that I did more intense things.
Okay. Can you lift your head up? Just want to make sure. Do you have any injuries whatsoever?
I don't think so.
Okay. Do you mind if I push your hair to the side?
No, go ahead.
Where's the knife at? It's in the drawer. It should have fresh water on it. Looks like it got washed. Yeah, that's okay. So I don't know.
The officer saw bloodstains on the
Dang, she tried to wash the knife.
woman's dress and asked her about them. She admitted to throwing a knife during the fight, which hurt her boyfriend. Her casual admission showed she didn't seem too bothered. After seeing the...
Didn't that other lady also throw one of those knives? TikTok, because they're crazy as hell, the Overlord people. But that one went in and like he ended up not making it. What was that one? Courtney?
bloodstains and hearing her admission, the officer put handcuffs on her for safety and,
Julia, thank you.
and to start the investigation properly. This was the official start of finding out what happened, talking to both sides, checking for injuries, gathering proof, and deciding what to do next.
Can you draw with all the others some more?
I think so.
Okay, so you guys are arguing over the key,
Yes.
right? Okay, and you guys, presumably from what it sounds like, probably going through either just a fight or some sort of possible breakup. He wants his key back. And where does it go from there?
It just goes from there, like more of like, okay, like get out. I'm saying no because at that point, this is my apartment too. Like I haven't signed the lease, but this is my apartment too, in my opinion. So I'm like, no, okay, and he's okay. Like this, you don't have a choice. Like he like.
Angie, thank you.
Tries to throw me out. He puts his arm around me. He tries to throw me out basically. It doesn't work out because I'm like, get away from me. I push him off of me. I kick him off of me. It doesn't work out. There's a knife on the table because I was making sandwiches
No, he lived. The boyfriend lived. Lydia, thank you.
earlier, like making cheese and everything. There's a knife on the table in the pan and everything. So I throw it at him. I didn't think it actually go in him. I just thought it was more of like a self-defense kind of thing. Like just go get away. Like I have it in my hand.
Okay, so you're in the
what?
kitchen by the pans where the knife's at. Where is he at this point?
You threw that at him and didn't think it would go in him? Oh my goodness. What?
He's in the same place and he walks back and he's like, okay, you cut me, like he's crying and everything.
I'm saying before that, where was he standing when you threw the knife?
So I'm at...
If this is the kitchen, this is the island.
Okay, so I'm at the point where the kitchen and the...
Absolutely insane. Little Indy, long time no see. How are you? Oh my gosh, you're going crazy too. Little freaking Indy. Thank you for those things. What is that?
Island is and everything. He's at the point where like more of like the door.
To the bedroom?
No, not the bedroom, more like the door in the island. And he's like giving my key and he's like going at me.
Okay.
And I grabbed the knife and I'm like, no.
Did you say anything when you threw it?
I didn't throw it.
You just told me you threw it. You said you threw it out and you didn't think it
No, I didn't throw it. I didn't throw it. I held it in my hand. I was just like more like a
You said you threw it.
self-defense thing. I was just like, no.
Okay.
So I didn't throw it, no.
What pictures you want to keep it? No, it needs to go with us. Should be one of the gray ones, I thought. One of the gray ones had
fresh blood all over it.
Okay. Was it that knife or was it one of the gray ones?
I really don't know. The fact that it has fresh blood on it, it's probably that one. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
Oh my word. Angie, thank you for sending 5 subscriptions. Wow. Angie.
Well,
I'll put some hearts in the chat for Angie.
You told me just a second ago was the knife was sitting in the pan, he was by the door, and you threw it and you didn't think it would
No,
stick.
no, I didn't throw it. No, I didn't.
Okay, so you didn't throw it.
No, there's no throwing. He's close enough to me the entire time.
Okay.
Even afterwards, he's close enough to me. So.
Okay.
So I do that, and then like I like pick it up, and I'm like no, and then it goes like wherever it went, like in this area, and then I was that, so I'm just like no, stop, like I need to fix this, like I need to fix this, I need to see what's going on, I need to know if I need to call the ambulance or if it's something different, So we're sitting here doing this whole time. He's like telling me not to help, nothing, like not to even call the ambulance. I'm like, no, I need to know what's going on. Because I realized.
How did the injury happen on his head?
The head.
Oh no, the head too. See, Lee, thank you, little Indy, joining. Welcome back. Thanks for joining again.
Injury was actually a lot earlier than that. It was more like he's choking me out, and I bit his head because he was choking me out at the same time. So I just bit his head at the time to get him off of me.
Walk me through how you bit the top of somebody's head if they're choking you out.
So he's choking me out, and he's not. Well, I mean, technically he is. Technically he's dead.
Oh my word.
So he's choking me out. He's on like below me, like right here.
Okay.
So he's holding me.
Okay.
And I went down and just bit so he'd get off of me.
Okay.
We don't really get physical on him until like he actually like got on me. I was just like.
The woman, overwhelmed with emotion, starts talking about the incident but doesn't explain exactly what caused the disturbance. Her feelings might make it hard for her to explain clearly. This happens a lot in tense situations like fights at home, where people find it tough to talk because they're stressed, scared, or feeling lots of emotions. The officer would probably keep listening calmly, trying to understand more about what happened by showing understanding and listening carefully.
Get off me. Like I like bit him, I pushed him, I kicked him, everything.
Okay. So just kind of going back, I want to make sure that I have everything clear. So you guys are at a bar arguing over him looking at a butt on Instagram.
We were actually arguing at the bar. At
But
the bar,
that's a spark.
At the bar, it was more of that was a spark. It wasn't actually more of a like scenery thing because I ignored it and I just didn't say anything.
Okay.
Because we were at the actual bar in public, so when we got home, it was more of a more intense thing.
Okay, so how did it start when you guys got home? Like, what was said that sparked the argument? Like, what did you say that...
I don't really remember too well, but when we got home, I knew that I was just like, okay, so like you're gonna sit here and just talk to me like it's normal and everything's normal, and we just moved on from there.
Okay. Who is he to you?
He's my boyfriend.
Okay, how long have you guys been seeing each other?
2 years.
Okay, and you live here as well?
We did, and then we moved out to live separately, and then I was going to move back in actually within a few days.
Okay, so you're currently living somewhere else?
Currently living with 2 feet away.
Like here?
Like not here, but within another building over.
But what I'm saying is you don't currently live in this apartment right now?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I am, but I'm not.
Okay, where does your mail
Legally,
go?
I'm not.
Where does your mail go?
Does
your mail come here?
Legally, it goes to other
Okay,
apartment.
cool. That settles that for me.
Okay.
Okay, so you guys get here, something, you're not sure what sparks the argument to kind of flare back up when you guys get here. Well, we're gonna have the fire department check him out. Right now, he looks like it's some pretty good cuts, but we're gonna check him out.
Well, I mean, it's one, but yeah.
Well, he's also got the one on top of his head.
Okay. I just want to make sure.
Okay. So you guys get back here, something, starts the argument back up of something to the effect of you saying you're gonna sit there like this is normal, and then things kind of flare back up. Okay, where are you guys at that point?
At that point, we were just sitting there arguing back and forth.
Bedroom, kitchen, living room?
At that point, we were probably like more like kitchen, like bedroom, and like bathroom, like how they're right next to each other, just like back and forth.
And what is he saying back to what you're saying? And if you don't remember, you can kind of paraphrase, or if you don't remember at all, you can
I
say
don't
it as
remember
well.
exactly, but I know it's more defensive than anything because it's usually how it goes. But it isn't necessarily mean I was right, so.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna grab a little bit of information from you.
You're gonna arrest one of us.
Well, right now we're still kind of figuring it out. I haven't spoken to him at all, so I don't have
But
his
it's
side of
a
the
must
story.
arrest one of us, right?
Well, that depends on the outcome of the investigation. So I haven't spoken to him, so I don't know what his side of the story is.
Where did this occur? Before?
Inside.
Is that your boyfriend's unit?
Yes.
But you also live in the complex because of a different unit?
Yes.
Okay.
I actually live in that unit, but as of legally, not yet.
Gotcha.
She's living separately. They moved separately, and they're working on moving back in together in the next couple of days. Okay. So mailing wise, she stays
I don't think that's gonna happen.
in a different apartment.
Do they need a stretcher up here? No? Yeah. Okay.
Inside. Page 17.
Yeah.
What's going on?
What'd you say?
I said, am I allowed to know what's going on?
What do you want to know?
Medical reasons. For him?
Well, he stabbed. I mean, I'm not a medical expert, but
I mean, can I know though what they say?
sure. But I don't know what they're saying. They just got here.
I mean, I know that now.
No.
I mean, like, can we open the door and just watch and see what they say?
No, there's no reason to.
No.
Sorry.
What do you need from me, brother?
Oh, now you care? Now you care? Can we open the door and just watch? No.
I don't think so. I don't think we need anything.
All right.
What do you need from us?
I just got the names. I'll forward the information to the policing office manager.
Okay.
That'll be it. Did you guys pull an offense yet?
I don't think so.
Could you just text me the offense when you pull it?
I'll get you everything.
Appreciate it, man. All right, I'm gonna get out of here then.
Alrighty.
If you need anything, you got my stuff.
We'll do.
All right.
See you later, man.
All right, man.
Why is it taking so long for me to get arrested?
Or you're detained right now, so you're not necessarily
Well, I know when you get
arrested.
arrested, it's mandatory for cops to arrest somebody for domestic violence. I know that, so I just want to know why it's taking so long.
Well, we got to do a thorough investigation.
They're gonna
What are you talking about?
choose me, of course, when I'm the female, so
It's not how that works.
I know it does.
Well, that's illegal in so many ways.
Yeah, I don't have any
Okay.
wounds, so I know how it works. I don't have any wounds whatsoever.
That doesn't mean anything.
It does though. Whether you put
Absolutely
me in a
not.
chokehold or not, if I fucking caused a wound.
Hey, he's gonna need a sworn statement.
Realizing the woman isn't cooperating and keeps making excuses, the officer sees she's drunk, which makes it hard for her to explain things clearly. Seeing she's not in a good state, the officer focuses on making sure she's okay while also looking for other ways to find out what happened. This makes the officer more aware of the challenges of dealing with someone who's drunk and makes them approach the situation with more care and understanding.
They're gonna tell me that he sworn statement for nothing, so always goes.
Yeah, y'all. Supposedly the boyfriend, he lives.
How it always goes.
You've been arrested before?
Thank God.
I have, yes.
For what?
Same thing.
Oh, with the same person?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh Lord.
And that's what it comes to, and then he drops it. He dropped it last time. He's not gonna drop it this time because I'm done with him, but
Right.
it's a little different. But
Okay. So when initiated the fight?
him looking at ass,
You
him
gotta-
not being loyal.
Right. Okay.
But I mean, that's not still the same thing, but it's still gonna cause my shit, so.
Right. How old are you?
He looked at a booty on Instagram. What happened on YouTube? Y'all, I don't know why that happened.
19.
19. And you've attacked this guy twice already?
I haven't decked him. This is actually the first time I've ever hurt him, but.
Did you say you stabbed him last time, didn't you?
No, last time, no, I did not, no.
Oh, my apologies. What happened last time?
Last time it was just a little fight.
Oh, like a fist fight or just a verbal fight?
It was, I mean, they say it was a fist fight, it was more of a verbal fight, but.
But you got arrested?
Yes.
And for what?
You didn't learn your damn lesson. Yo, Montreal says hi, by the way. I don't know if you can see Montreal. She's walking around back here.
Reason?
Domestic violence, that's it.
I mean, there's got to be more to it.
No, really was not.
You didn't put your hands on him?
I put my hands on him, but it was not like an actual like fist fight. It was more like move away from me kind
Okay.
of thing. But they still considered it, so.
Okay. Well, extreme on a knife, this one, but
This one, yes, I agree.
you guys drink often?
Yes.
How old is he?
He's 21, I'm 19. We drink just about every day.
Whoa, you can't drink when you're 19, girl.
Sounds like a drinking problem that you got going on.
I agree, but I can't change that.
Sure you can. You can get
No,
help.
I can change
Sounds like you don't want to change that.
that now, but I can't change the fact that I'm going to jail now. Because it's going to happen either way.
Do you work?
I do.
Where at?
Right down the road in Compass House.
What do you do there?
I'm out of records.
Records? Okay. How long you been there?
I've been there for over a year, but without specific position was probably about like 4 months.
4 months, okay.
Not for long. YouTube, we just hit 200 likes. Thanks, y'all. Everybody hit the like button real quick on YouTube. Subscribe if you're new here. My name's Patrick. If you like true crime, we're live every single night. TikTok, do the same thing. Hit the follow button. Tap the screen like crazy. We're very close to 75,000 likes. And hit me with 5 more of these little dancing hand thingies, y'all. I appreciate you guys. Let's keep going.
So with domestic violence, you guys have to arrest somebody, right?
It all depends on their circumstances. But
So
for the
there's
most
no
part,
way. So there's no way I can be let off and just go to my apartment. That's it.
state of Florida says no.
You crazy as hell, lady. Raquel, thank you so much. Boom, there you go. She said, is there any way that I cannot be held accountable for this? That's what she said. Is there any way that even though I did something that could be classified as attempted red rum, can I just not be held accountable? Can I just go back to my apartment? What? What the fuck? No, you can't.
It's a big no-no.
Zero accountability, y'all. Zero.
However, we still have an investigation that we got to do.
You're gonna learn the hard way.
So until that's complete, but I can't speak on anybody.
All because he looked at a picture on Instagram.
How dare you? That shit.
Say what?
That shit.
What is?
The investigation you guys do. All you do is ask questions and then it just moves on from there.
Oh.
That's literally an investigation. What do you want them to do? Not ask questions? Just make statements?
That's what we get paid to do.
It's not what you get paid to do. That's one of the parts you guys fucking do, but it's not most of it.
You say so.
What the heck? Oh, she's drunk. I mean, just drunk, annoying, obnoxious.
Do I have to really keep on the handcuffs though?
Yes, you literally got so emotional that you threw a knife, TikTok overlords, at somebody. Yeah. For their safety and your safety, you stay in handcuffs.
Absolutely.
What do I have to pee?
How bad do you have to go?
Hold it.
Well, we'll figure that here in a second.
Can we just like shut the door where he's at and just so I can go pee?
We'll talk about that here in a second and see what we can do.
It's also my dog. I treat him like shit.
This is a Crime Circus presentation.
For domestic violence, if nobody bails me out, how long do I stay in there?
Well, it's mandatory till the next morning to see a judge. There's no bail on the
Yeah, till I see judge, but
Yeah.
like, what's the mandatory like thing? Like
That's dependent on the judge. Yeah, I can't dictate that.
I'm fucked. I'm basically fucked.
Nothing says you're not going to see someone tomorrow and bail out or
I'm not
get
gonna
released.
see somebody, but
A judge? First appearance?
tomorrow?
Possibly, yeah.
Well, it's just seeing first appearance. If I get out, I get out, but I still have all this issues to go through because of him.
But you're not in jail.
You hear that? I have to do all this stuff and all these issues because of him. No. You have to deal with everything that you did because of you. You chose to react the way you did. And now you have to pay those consequences. It's the accountability, y'all. It's crazy to me.
So,
If anybody even fucking bails me out.
no one says you can't bail yourself out.
You said I can't.
Say what?
Last time I was in there, you said I can't.
Oh, that you couldn't bail yourself out?
Yeah.
I'm sure someone will.
Yeah. I can't give him my fucking bank account information, so how do I bail myself out?
You got friends and family that can assist you?
After confirming the woman's role in the stabbing, the officer considered her a suspect and chose to take her to the police station for more investigation. This move created a more controlled setting for gathering evidence, questioning, and carrying out legal actions in the case.
Cost $10 grand to get someone out. A lot of friends or family here?
No.
Where are your friends at?
Nobody.
How about us, guy?
Huh?
Let's bring it over.
Oh.
You ready to move yours? Yeah. County guys anything?
Say again?
County, they say anything?
Oh, I didn't hear. Did you? No, I don't think we need a female. Come on. I'm gonna go downstairs. Did you request one?
Yes.
Oh. You don't let anything come back on the female?
No, you didn't.
I don't think there's any. Yeah, there's just.
Then come back. Fucking busy because it's barely in. He's fucking being a fucking prick because nothing's really happened. Oh, fuck, this is great.
Oh, there was the boyfriend.
Which one?
The Explorer right in front of you. You can go on passenger side and rear.
How long until hearing for next morning?
I cannot answer that to you. It could be quick due to COVID and all that good jazz. There's nothing in your purse that shouldn't be in there, is there?
I don't think so.
All right.
No.
But it's up there.
Yeah, we got her.
Okay.
Yeah, she stabbed him.
Yeah, I see
Straight
that,
up,
bro.
like, he has a dog camera in there.
Oh,
They
shit.
showed me the dog camera.
Yeah.
And she literally just, he's like, give me the keys, like, apology or give me the keys.
Yeah.
Right? And just one or the other. He's like, I don't want to, like, not trying to.
Right.
And she goes, well, I'll just call him. Dude, she literally just goes, grabs it, comes out, all yours. Yeah! He, like, screams. He's
Did she, like, stab him?
she looks, it just like she just grabs a knife and just comes down and just boom.
In the chest?
She hit him right here in the, like, right here in the chest.
How deep is
And
it?
Oh, Lord. He had a dog camera that caught none of what she said and just her walking over, grabbing it, walking up, and in the chest.
Not super deep, but it was like a steak knife. She hit him with the corner, with the edge, the tip of it.
Crazy
And
bitch, bro.
he was just like, because she just got arrested for the same thing in December.
Really? With
Same
him?
thing. Yeah, she
Stabbed
slipped.
him?
She was trying to, but she slipped and just like sliced him. He said.
Trying to kill him, bro.
Bro, she
Wow.
she's
crazy.
she looks calming, but dude, in that video, oh my
That's a
god,
different murder,
bro, she's crazy.
Are you out of here?
No, I'm just pulling up his car.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, man. Yeah, you're good. We got her. She's gone. She's about to go. So. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Crazy. I didn't expect it to be a domestic.
Oh yeah, dude. Like
Hot mess. No, he didn't. He survived.
all this right here is just bloody from the. Yeah. He was drinking, so it's thin.
Yeah.
And he was leaking, dude.
He'll be alright. I'm sure he's fine.
Yeah, he'll be fine. But crazy. We're listening, and so we're just kind of listening. And she's like, "Oh, I'm in the medical field. You need to do this. You need to do that." And so we're just kind of listening. And then she's like, "Well, the blood's getting everywhere." We're like, "Open up." And we hear you guys talking about blood. She goes, "Well, that's normal." She got blood on her like knee, and then homeboy comes out the room. He's just bloody. We're like, "Okay." Yeah, dude. Her in action, bro. Something.
And the fact that it's not the first time.
No, it's not. Yeah. And she
Yeah, it was similar to that one, Gracie. Very similar to that.
lives like 2 buildings down, I guess. She lives here. Yeah.
I'm gonna let the leasing office know. So you're talking ridiculous.
Yeah. Absolutely. Especially, well, yeah, because with the weapon, she'll be charged with a felony. That should be enough to get her evicted. So. All right, man. Yes, sir.
Adult female to 15.
Is my purse driving with you?
Sorry, mileage. What?
Is my purse driving with you?
Yeah, it's right here.
Okay.
You getting air back there?
Yes.
Yes? Alright. I'm gonna turn it up some more for you.
Courts don't work on the weekends, right?
Gracie, no, it's not that one. It's similar because Courtney Clinton did that, but this is a different girl.
Say what? Holidays, right?
What's that?
They don't work on the weekends before holidays, right?
I think they work weekends. Like I said, I don't know their schedule entirely right now due to the virus and it being Labor Day weekend.
Because Courtney Clinty's boyfriend ended up passing. This guy actually survives. Thank God.
That's something that when you get there, you can ask them to be able to tell you.
Seminole County, Orange County.
Seminole County?
Is there any possible way you can take me to Orange?
What's that?
Is there any possible way you can take me to Orange?
No, that'd be illegal.
What the heck? She's requesting what jail they're taking her to? Oh my goodness.
This is a Crime Circus presentation.
Why you want to go to Orange County?
Somebody I haven't seen in a while.
Is that the jail that you want to go see?
No, just somebody I haven't seen in a while.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Surrey. Hey, Surrey. So the phone doesn't work at all, even when it's in the front like that?
Yeah, apparently not.
It's funny.
Huh?
It's funny. It's a must to actually get there as soon as possible when it's non-threat violence.
What's that?
It's a must to get there that fast as possible with the non-threat violence.
What are you talking about?
How you're faster driving right now?
Doing the speed limit.
Really?
What's the speed limit?
Oh.
Huh?
It feels faster.
Oh.
Now she's just back there complaining about him driving the speed limit.
I mean, obviously I'm a fucking fan, but please straighten me when I'm in drill.
What's that?
So please straighten me, like my hair.
You want to straighten your hair?
Yeah.
I don't know how I can help you with that.
What in the hell? The Astro, yep. They did. They got him.
Personal chair.
Huh?
And I'm asking what I'm going down for. That's what it is.
Aggravated battery?
Yeah.
Yeah. What you going to jail for?
Can't get out right now.
Say what?
I said I can't get out though. He's still drinking over there with her right now, so.
Who?
Yeah.
Oh.
He's at the hospital.
Last time I checked, he's at the hospital now, so.
Yeah, he's come back and do the same shit. Always does. Put my mask in there.
What's that? Talking about masks, they're gonna give you one.
So what's the plan? Excuse me.
So what's the plan?
Yeah.
Take you to jail, and they book you, and then whatever happens after that's between you and the jail. I'm just here to transport you, that's all.
How's that gonna take?
I don't know, I can't speak for them.
Oh my God. Crystal, yeah. A lot of entitlement. And zero accountability.
What's that? She fucking threw up all over the back of my car.
Oh, no.
Later, the woman went to court and was accused of attempted first-degree murder. During the legal process, she agreed to a plea deal, accepting 3 years in prison and 2 years of probation.
Whoa. 3 years in jail, 2 years of probation? Well, you're going to learn a lesson there, I hope. Dear Lord. These people are crazy. It's crazy as hell, y'all. It's crazy as hell. All right, here we go. Last one of the night. Y'all check this out. So apparently this guy is this guy, and she gets pulled over, but she's doing some OF work, some OF video, and he decides to be the guest star while he's on duty.
You what?
Yeah. Okay. YouTube, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, tap the thumbs up real quick. We're at 218 likes. Let's go for 300 likes, y'all. Everybody watching, just hit the little thumbs up button for me on YouTube. Tap the screen like crazy over on TikTok too, y'all. Join the channel, and we need 4 more of those little dancing hands. Thank you for the love. All right, let's go. Let's see what happened here, man. Oh, Lord.
A police officer is fired and arrested for, of all things, allegedly appearing in an OnlyFans
my goodness
video while on duty. We get into the details and ramifications of a situation like this with Police Sergeant Kyle Schoberg.
Oh, he's a sergeant too?
The Sidebar, presented by Law&Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. Former Metro Nashville police officer, 33-year-old Sean Herman, was arrested on charges of felony misconduct. Why? For allegedly appearing in a staged OnlyFans video.
Oh, my. Yep. Oh, it was staged. Okay.
Yep. Let me get into this one. So according to police, the Metro Nashville Police Department chief first fired Herman on May 9th after it was discovered he appeared in a recorded OnlyFans.
Oh, my goodness.
Skit. I believe it was found on Reddit. And in the skit, he allegedly gropes the exposed breast of a...
Oh, my word. What is happening?
A female driver. Now, police say the video, titled "Can't Believe He Didn't Arrest Me," and apparently made by someone named Jordan, made its way online, and it was shot on the evening of April 26th in a warehouse park.
Why was he, if this was staged, why was he on duty, and why was he wearing his actual uniform? Get a cop uniform off of Amazon and do whatever you want on your own time.
Parking lot. That, by the way, Herman was on duty at the time, believed to be in his patrol uniform, supposed to be patrolling the Madison precinct.
Yeah, that part. Wendy, thank you.
Which makes it so problematic. And also what is mounting to these criminal charges. Now, in the video, which...
Oh, gosh. Jesse, don't say mounting.
Which we can't show to you for legal reasons, we can describe it to you nonetheless. In the video, you see a female driver speaking to a man in her car. And he says, "Going too fast, no one listens to me." She replies, "I'm not going to get a ticket." And then she says she's going to show the officer her breast.
Oh, Lord.
Okay. Next, a man dressed in police.
So it's not even a good skit. Oh, God.
You what?
Police uniform steps to the side of...
Not even a good scene. That's so... contrived.
The car, and he identifies himself as Officer Johnson. Now, you don't see his face. You only see from the mid-torso down or so. And he says, "You know why I pulled you over?" The female driver replies, "No." The officer states that she was going 65 in a 45. And when he asks for her license and registration...
Oh, my God. Really? There's so much wrong with this already. She was going 65. Are you sure she wasn't going 69 in a 35? I mean, that's a missed opportunity right there. This is crazy as hell.
The female driver says she doesn't have it in this car, but says, "What if I show you these?"
Oh, my God. He got fired and arrested for that stupidity.
And then in most versions of this video that has gone online, it's blocked out, but it appears that she lifts down her shirt to show this officer her breast.
KFC, bucket of chicken, breast, wings, and thighs.
Now, the officer replies to the effect that, you know, you can just see breasts on the internet at any time. Then she says, "Well, what if," and then the rest is bleeped out. But then you can see the officer move closer to the car. Now, in most versions of the video, it cuts off, but we have been able to see screenshots online, and based upon the allegations, the officer, allegedly Herman, allegedly touches...
Oh, sweet Jesus. Spiritual Diamond, thank you.
Her breast.
Did we hit it?
Now, as I mentioned...
We did. Thank you for that, y'all.
He was charged with 2 counts of felony misconduct, a Class E felony that's our understanding carries 1 to 6 years in prison. This crime is defined as when a public servant commits an offense who, with the intent to obtain a benefit, intentionally or knowingly, and it could be a few things here, but for example, commits an act relating to the public servant's office or employment that constitutes an unauthorized exercise of official power, refrains from performing a duty that is imposed by law or that is clearly inherent in the nature of the public servant's office or employment, commits an act under color of office or employment that exceeds the public servant's official power, receives any benefit not otherwise authorized by law. So there's a number of different categories by which this alleged behavior could.
Oh my God. And they're saying that it was her benefits. I mean, I can't. That's the way I have to say it because we're live on TikTok. That's what I'm saying. The benefit was her benefits.
Fall into. Herman's bond.
Don't say fall into like that either.
Was set at $3,000 and he was ultimately released. So as this case makes its way through the court system, now let's talk about it. And I want to get some interesting perspective. Somebody who's been on Sidebar before, but never to talk about a case quite like this, Kyle Schoberg, sergeant with the Citrus Heights Police Department.
Kind of looks like his brother.
In California, co-instructor.
They got like the same haircut, the same face. This guy has a beard.
Patrol Survival Tactics Seminar and host of the Shots Fired podcast. Kyle, good to see you. Not great if true, right? Not great if all of these allegations are true.
No, not great at all. It's definitely not a great look for law enforcement. But come on, I mean, who would have thought you can't appear in an OnlyFans video?
Only. Oh, damn it! Think of another word that rhymes with fans. Bands. Only Sands
uniform on duty.
Wendy, thank you.
In your police vehicle. I mean, I guess that's just not common sense anymore.
Well, what makes it worse? Is it, and I think this is actually I mentioned a little bit in the law.
Only pans. There you go. Cans. Oh, Clarissa, see, that was a missed opportunity. Only cans. Stop it.
You what?
Stop it immediately.
That's suspicious. That's weird.
Kate, yes.
It's the fact that he was on duty meant to do a job. He was supposed to be patrolling, right? Isn't that the most egregious part of this and why?
Oh, he was patrolling all right.
This was ultimately charges were brought?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, look, the public expects you to be out there. You're a public servant as a police officer. And when you're out there conducting behavior like this on duty, you're being paid by the taxpayers and you're conducting this type of behavior while at work in full uniform in your patrol car. It's completely unacceptable. And of course the agency is going to come after him. All the charges I think are righteous, and he's might have a new job in the adult industry film when he gets out of jail and he can pretend to be a cop after that. But I totally agree with everything that the agency is doing to him.
Why?
Whoa.
Have you ever seen anything like this? Because if we're trying to look for motivation, you could say, I'm struggling to understand if it was actually him and he was actually doing this on duty, being a part of the skit. What would the motivation be, you think?
Is that a real question, Jesse? Oh my gosh. He thought she had beautiful eyes.
You know, who knows? Probably, you know, he thinks he's cool and he gets to be involved in this little skit in this video, and he probably didn't think that anybody was going to either recognize him or know that it was even him in the first place, except he made the mistake of showing his badge or patch in the video and somebody turned him in.
He showed his badge? Oh my gosh. Krista, yeah, so if you want to come over to YouTube, it's The Mystery Project. At the end of the live stream, it's always available on YouTube and Rumble. Just search The Mystery Project. You can find the whole video. Absolutely.
Honestly, negligence, ego, you name it. But the guy had only been a cop for 3 years. So there's all sorts of probable reasons why he did this. But at the end of the day, I just don't think he was going to get caught. And I thought he thinks he could have gotten away with it.
You know, we've covered it before, right? Where officers sometimes appear in sexually explicit videos, or they engage in some sort of hasn't there been cases before recently where officers have been appearing in OnlyFans videos and stuff like that? Why are we seeing this trend? There has been this before, right?
Why are you seeing this trend? Gee, I wonder why.
Oh yeah, no, there has, and there's been other cops who have been fired for appearing in OnlyFans videos. The problem is when you start showing your uniform or anything of your department patches or any of your department related equipment in these videos, that's where these officers are getting fired. And in this case, it only shows a sliver of the patch, but that was enough to identify who he was and get him fired. And so, yes, there are cops who behave in this type of acts with having their own OnlyFans. You can do that. You just can't bring your department patches and equipment and things that are owned by the agency into these videos. And that's where some of these officers and deputies are getting in trouble.
Wait a minute. You mean if they're on their own time, if they're officers who appear in
on their own time? Yeah.
OnlyFans video on the weekends when they're off duty, they wouldn't necessarily be brought up on charges or not necessarily be fired?
No.
No, not necessarily. Depending on what the acts of the videos are, I don't personally.
I guess they could say that it goes against the protocol for something if it's something like crazy.
I have an OnlyFans video, so I don't watch OnlyFans, but
right.
Some of the things that conducts that cops do off duty are well within their rights. Now, depending on what you're doing and how much you're showing, and that could fall under conduct of unbecoming, which we all fall under as police officers. So depending on how far they take it, but surely once you start wearing your uniform and showing patches and all that stuff,
that's game over. Yeah, that's really, really not smart. Wendy, thank you.
And then that for sure is a done deal. And I guarantee you, every department's policy is you are not allowed to show those things on video.
And to be clear, right, these are allegations at this point, and we don't love.
Can you imagine he forgot to turn his body cam off and they have that footage too?
Talking about the idea of officers behaving badly or inappropriately or improperly. But whenever I talk to law enforcement about cases like this, and I'm curious your perspective, they always say it's important to highlight it because it's important to pick out the bad ones to show you how important it is for the work that the ones that were doing the right work do, right? And so for listening to something like this, if the allegations are true, it kind of puts a little bit of a stain on the work that you are doing and the work that your colleagues have been doing and that one law enforcement does across the country.
Puts a stain on, man, they do that on purpose. Whoever writes this, they put those little things in there. They said they were mounting charges. They just said, oh, this puts a stain on the department.
You're right.
Oh, of course. Anytime you have a cop being arrested it doesn't matter what it is, it's always going to leave a stain on the profession, the agency. Even when things go right, we hear about those things. And sometimes even when cops are doing great things every single day, a lot of those things don't get highlighted or they get glossed over. You bring misconduct from an officer onto the table or an officer getting arrested, those are the things that are going to get highlighted and be blasted all over the media and on the news. And that's what people start to think that's what the profession is. And I can honestly tell you that's less than 1% of the profession out there. So it's an embarrassment to the profession. And, unfortunately, stuff like that will continue to happen. And we have to do our best as law enforcement to show the public that's not who we are. That's not what we do and the type of behavior that we involve ourselves in.
And I have to be honest, because we have seen cases before where officers actually do what he was pretending to do, right? There were officers who were accused of.
Oh, like actually, yeah. Like on a real traffic stop, they do that kind of stuff. Angie, thank you.
Accepting sexual favors so that people can get out of traffic tickets or get out of trouble. And the fact that if this is Herman, if this is actually him, he's almost making light of that, which is a very serious thing that happens. That's also, I think, very, very problematic.
Yeah, I think this guy's in a world of hurt. And you're right. These are all allegations. But should they be true and he is found guilty, then it's going to be a huge stain on law enforcement. It'll get brought back up again. And, you'll still have officers making these same mistakes. So Yeah, I think he's going to be in a lot of trouble, but I agree with you.
Let me ask you about this. So we've taken a look at Herman's history, and according to News Channel 5, Nashville,
and allegedly his middle name is Pee-wee. TikTok, hit me with the little confetti things. Tap the screen like crazy. Let's get 100,000 likes. Hit the follow button if you're new here. My name's Patrick. If you like true crime, I'm live every single night. YouTube, same thing. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the thumbs up button. We're at 239 likes. Let's go for 300 likes. Everybody watching, just hit that thumbs up button.
Herman's personnel records indicate or include a series of car crashes, and there are claims of sexual harassment. In fact, they report that last year, Herman signed a last chance agreement to stay on the force after he allegedly created, quote, an offensive work environment for a coworker through sexual comments and actions, namely apparently sexually propositioning a coworker through text messages and asking her to go through her phone for nudes.
You what? This dude is crazy. How is he still there?
In fact, there was one text message that he allegedly sent this woman that reads, "You're a cool chick, just a hot one, ha, 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 so couldn't help wanting to see you naked."
Oh, my goodness gracious.
He also allegedly showed this female officer and another officer a nude photo of
a crude. Wendy, thank you.
A woman he had claimed was his girlfriend. Herman also allegedly admitted to having an OnlyFans account where he
oh my word.
He had posted at least one nude photo of himself. He was suspended for 10 days for violating the police department policy there. In light of those developments, Kyle, I guess the questions are, A, are you surprised that he was only suspended for 10 days? And I believe it just came out of his vacation time. And B, should we not be that surprised that this is what he's being accused of now?
Oh, absolutely not. I think if the agency knows this behavior from this individual, they kept him employed, and then to find out that he was on that OnlyFans video, I'm not shocked by that at all. He should have been fired a long time ago. I mean, sending text messages like that to coworkers, I mean, that's
that's unreal.
Completely inappropriate. It's sexual harassment. That guy should have been fired a long time ago. And the fact that he only has 3 years on the job, that's even more concerning. So, look, I know a lot of agencies out there are very short-staffed. We're all short-handed, but you have got to weed out people like that that do not deserve to be wearing the badge and being a public servant. The guy should have been fired a long time ago.
He took public service to a whole nother place.
To that in 1 second. But before I do, what is a last chance agreement? Have you ever heard of that before?
I have never heard of that before, so that's actually news to me. I don't know what a last chance agreement is, but what I can say is even without that last chance agreement, being involved in what he's being alleged of doing would have got him fired anyway. So whether he had that last chance agreement or not, he probably would have been let loose regardless. But I've never heard of that in my entire career.
You make a really interesting point. You look, there's no surprise here that there is a problem with recruitment in law enforcement across the country. And like you said, there's definitely personnel issues. I wonder, sometimes the defense for this could be, or that the benefit, I mentioned one of the things is a benefit that was received. That's a part of these charges. A defense could be, look, the benefit that he received as a result of being a part of this video was trivial. It was incidental to his professional conduct. No one was harmed. There was no substantial risk. And in light of what could be an issue with trying to replace him or replace others on the force, is it that really big of a deal? Does he have to be brought up on charges for this? Can you just let it slide? What would you say to that?
Well, most agencies have a policy. If you're going to receive any type of financial gain by doing any type of outside employment, which I would consider what he was doing in outside employment. I mean,
it could be if he's trying to tag himself in that.
He was gaining something by working with these folks. You would have to have permission from your chief or sheriff to do those things. But the fact that he was involved in that type of behavior on duty, I'm sorry. I just feel that it's going to warrant him being terminated regardless. And any officer that involves themselves in that type of behavior on duty in full uniform is going to warrant you to lose your job. And in this case, get charges pressed against you.
So in other words, even if there's shortages in law enforcement, these are not the kind of people.
Yeah, he was expecting something to get pressed against him, but it wasn't charges.
We want protecting and serving.
Oh, absolutely not. I would rather go out on patrol with short-staffed, minimum quality cops than an officer like this who's going to abuse his time to engage himself in this type of manner on duty. I'm sorry, I would rather go shorthanded than be working with an
I bet he would too now.
individual like this.
Well, like I said before, it's important to highlight these stories because when you pick out the bad ones or the alleged bad actors, it just further highlights all the great work that the best officers across this country do, like Kyle Schoberg. Thank you so much for coming on, sir. And again, you could check out his podcast, Shots Fired. Encourage everybody to check it out. Kyle, always good to see you. Thanks for coming on.
Oh, my goodness. That's crazy as hell. That is crazy. Yeah, he was in Nashville. Steel D. Yep. Lord have mercy. TikTok, thank you for the love. Thanks for the confetti things. We needed 4 more, y'all. Can we get 4 more? Almost 100,000 likes too. Thank you for all that. YouTube, thank you for all the likes. We got almost 250. Everybody watching, just tap that like button before you leave. Hit the subscribe button if you're new here. I love you guys. It's time for me to get out of here. I'm going to get some sleep. But I'll see y'all tomorrow. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good night, YouTube and Rumble. See you guys later.